My name's Gary Bartlett, I'm 31 years old, I'm a professional snowboarder during the winter season. During the off season, I'm a general practitioner. Well, I started snowboarding ever since I was a wee nipper, and I remember my dad first sort of taking me, my brother, to the slopes and just had an absolute blast. As soon as I strapped on the snowboard, I just, just quickly picked up this sort of flair for snowboarding, really. My dad was the first person in our family to try some winter sports, and so he went with his partner when we were kids, and I think he really enjoyed it, that he thought myself and my brother would probably really enjoy this, and then decided to take us the following year, and then I guess the rest is history, really. Amazing. It was a dream come true. I couldn't believe it. I initially went down for the trial just to develop my snowboarding and develop my techniques and just get some advice from the national coaches and how I could progress. Because I'd reached a point with my snowboarding where for a few years things had become quite stale and I wasn't really progressing anymore, and it was a case of wanting to kind of develop further and take my snowboarding as far as I could. I knew there could have been a potential of being selected, but it wasn't sort of at the forefront of my mind this was going to happen. And then at the end of the trial, I was just asked to sort of stay behind myself and a couple of others, and the team manager sort of broke the news that they'd like us to join the team. I was quite sort of aloof first of all, and sort of quite nonchalant about it, but trying to keep cool. But I think in the inside I was crying, really, absolutely buzzing. Yeah, definitely one of the highlights of probably my life, I guess, really. Yeah. There's a chap called Shaun White, who's a really well-known American snowboarder. Can just absolutely blast, he just blasts the half pipe each time. He's been to multiple Olympic Games. He's a chap, he's definitely my idol. He's somebody who can really push the boundaries of snowboarding. He's come up with his own tricks, just absolute pleasure to watch, and never know, maybe one day I might meet him on the circuit. Although he's a bit of an old boy now, so I think he's probably aiming towards retiring, yeah. But he's certainly somebody who inspires me and keeps me going. Dying to get back. Just riding with my teammates again, just being out in the mountains, just shredding the piste. There's only so much you can do in the domes back here in England. Just looking forward to getting out there, having free rein, and just shredding it up with my mates, essentially. So definitely selection to the British team, that was probably one of the biggest highlights. I've done a season so far, so I've done one season with the team, and I did well last season, but there's definitely room for improvement, so I learned a lot. So just having that opportunity to actually compete for GB, again, I can't believe that I've done it, really, and it feels pretty amazing when I think about it. Probably my most serious injury to date. It was during a race. I went over a Wu-Tang, which is a certain feature we have in snowboard cross, and I just completely mistimed the feature and just ended up doing sort of a backflip and smashing my hip on the ice. Definitely the most pain I've ever been in. I was surprised I managed to jump straight up and finish the race, but I think once the adrenaline had worn off, I was in absolute agony. I was worried about the damage I'd done. I was worried that, is this it now for my snowboarding career? What next? Fortunately, no serious damage and just soft tissue, but all takes time to settle down. Good thing about being a GP, it gives you that flexibility. So if you want to have a second career, then you can pursue that if you really want to. Unlike other medical specialities, so if I was working in a hospital, it would have to be one or the other. But with general practice, when I'm back here in the UK, I sort of seek work. There's lots of work around, so we call it locum work. So it's a bit like being a supply teacher, really. And so that's how I sort of keep my hand in medicine. And so when I'm back for during the off season, I'll work as a GP. and then when the winter season comes back around, I stop all medicine, stop my general practice, and just go and hit the slopes for the winter. Having an Olympic medal would be the dream, but however, I'm realistic. I mean, that would be the dream, is to be sort of as successful as possible in snowboarding. 5 years time, I'd love to still be on the team. I'd love to still be competing. Hopefully I'll still be training as long as my hips allow, really. Yeah, so 5 years time, you know, you're looking towards the Winter Olympics in China. So 2022 China Winter Olympics, that would be the ultimate aim. So yeah, watch this space. Laid back, casual and funky. So you got the obvious snowboarding ones like DC, Quicksilver, Oakley's, all have awesome, sick pieces. Non-snowboarding, I quite like trendy stuff, casual trendy. So like Lyle & Scott is one of my favourite brands. Just very sharp, quite trendy.